Welcome back to this Figma series. So last episode we learned about how we can make a frame, and here we're actually going to build off this because here we have the same homepage frame we made from last episode. But now I'm going to show you what groups are and why they are so useful in Figma. Before I jump into what groups actually are, I'm going to show you a prime use case for when you would want to use a group. So we're making our website, and let's say we wanted to put a button on our website. So we're just going to make a super simple button that just has a rectangle. And then inside of that button, we'll just have text that says, click me, just like so. Okay, that looks great. And then we'll just center that text like that. And if you remember, by hitting the play button, we can check out the preview of how our website looks. And so that's kind of how our website is looking here. And that looks good, but maybe we realize that actually we want to have this button over on the right side of the screen. Okay. Now if we wanted to do that, we could just, click on the button and then we try to drag it. But you'll notice something bad happened, right? It only moved the rectangle, it didn't actually move the text as well. So let me undo that. Now, technically what we could do is you'll notice what happened first is I clicked on this, notice the rectangle was highlighted, and then I only moved the rectangle. So technically we could, select both of these by clicking one and hitting shift on the other one, or if it's simpler for you to just drag over both of these down here, and then you'll notice we can just move it. But that can actually get really tedious, especially when you have a super complex design with different elements overlapping with one another. And really, there's no reason why these things should be separate from one another, right? We're always going to want to have the text of our button right smack dab in the middle of the button. So what we can do is we can create a grouping that essentially connects the text and this rectangle together so that they always move in relation to one another. And in order to set this up, all we have to do is what we did before, which is selecting everything that we want to connect. So in our case is the text and the rectangle. And then we simply right click, and then you'll notice there's this option called group selection, and we'll click that. And if we go back here to this element tree, you'll notice now that the text and the rectangle are living within this group, and it's just called group 1 by default. We could even go in and we could give this a custom name and say click me button. And what's awesome about this is now that we have this group, you'll notice I can even just click on this, and even though I'm technically only clicking on the rectangle, you'll notice it's highlighting the whole group, and then now I can move that group around freely, just like that. I don't have to worry about selecting every little thing within this button. I can just click on the button, and since the button as a whole is a group now, it moves along with it. And you'll notice here in the prototype as well, it has reflected that same change. So super simple tutorial there on what groups are and why they're important. And once again, this is a super crucial feature of your website because as your websites get more and more complicated, you'll want to have ways to group similar items together. Thanks for watching.